Okay, people, it's time for the next problem. We're so fast, I don't even believe how we can get to number 8. So now on item 4-8, what type of figure is this? Halatang halata sa cone yan. It's a cone. Very easy, right? Because we can determine through the base, it's a circle. But if you notice through the cylinder like what you've seen before, it has another circle on top. But now, it's somewhat like a pyramid. But the base is a circle. So to be specific, we call that a cone. Very good. Now, our objective is to solve for the surface area and volume of the cone. Kaya lang, we cannot do that yet. It's because we got some work to do. Like, for instance, there's some algebraic words. Like it says here that the height of the cone is 5x minus 12 millimeters. And it says here that the circumference of a circular base is 3.92 centimeters, more than thrice the diameter. Ayan. This makes the problem a bit more tougher. But do not worry. With our mathematician skills, we can solve any problem. So ganito kasi yung mangyayari. First, we need to do the algebra first. Here's how we're gonna do it. So to give you the circumference of a circle, it's always pi times diameter. So pi times diameter is equivalent to the circumference of a circle. But it says in the problem, the circumference of the circular base is 3.92 centimeters, more than thrice the diameter, the measure of the diameter. Remember, pi times d is equivalent to the circumference. So the circumference is this. Pero ano yung circumference? Circumference of the circular base is 3.92 plus more than, di ba remember, more than thrice. More than thrice the measure of the diameter. Kaya pala yun yung solution namin. So it's 3.92 plus 3d is equivalent to pi times d. So yes, so yun yung formula na dapat gagawin namin. Or to make life easier, ganito kasi yung mangyayari. So first, we need to isolate the two sides. Remember that we have pi times diameter to give it the circumference of a circle, which is 3.92 plus 3d. So ganito siya. Pi times d is equivalent to 3d plus 3.92. Actually, what you can do here is that you can already move the 3d into one side of the equation. So therefore, this is 3.14d minus 3d is equivalent to positive 3.92. Now with that, ganito kasi yung mangyayari. You're gonna have to subtract 3 on both sides because we're gonna have to combine like terms. So therefore, ang gagawin namin, it's 0.14d is equivalent to 3.92. So now we can divide both sides by 0.14. So doing that will lead you to this problem. So 0.14 divided by 3.92. So we have to shift the decimal point 2 places to the right. So dapat it's supposed to be 14 and 392. Right? So this becomes 2, 28, 112. So tama, 28. 28. So therefore, our diameter should measure 28 what? Centimeters. So yun yung solution namin. Take that note in your head, okay? It's just like what I did here in this equation. So 3.14x is this one, right? That's what I did a while ago, diba? 3 times x plus 3.92. And then, isolating the terms, that's why sinabi ko isolation. You will segregate the terms and make it into something like this. It becomes 0.14x is equivalent to 3.92. Then this one, I did divide both sides by 0.14, and you should get this one. Alright? 28. And then, we test it out to see if it makes sense. We should get 3.14 times 28 is equivalent to 87.92. And then this one, 3 times, remember, thrice the measure of the diameter, 28 times plus 3.92, we should get this answer. Then, I use the if formula to ensure that it is correct, and that is correct. If you want to know how the if formula works, please watch it on other sites on YouTube. I cannot explain to you here because I'm doing math, alright? Now with that, ganito kasi nangyari. Now we have to input it in our table of values. So therefore, our diameter is x. So now we're gonna have, that is 28 centimeters. Alright, that is the diameter. And the radius is 14. Tama? Ay wait, di ba remember that's the list of values? Diameter is 28. And then 5x minus 12 is 128. Because 5 times x is, di ba, that's 140. Minus 12 is 128. Pero that's in millimeters. So we need to convert that into centimeters. So how do we do that? It's 12.8 na lang. Okay? Now we can play Pythagorean theorem. Kasi po what you call this, if you want to solve for the surface area of a cylinder, it's pi times the radius squared times the lateral height. Alright? That's how you solve for the area. But that is for the curved part. Kasi po ganito yung mangyayari. When it comes to solving for the surface area of the cone, di ba remember pi times the radius squared to give you the what you call this, the area of the circular base. So you should expect that in a cone there are two faces. One on the bottom and one for this curved part that reaches the pinnacle at the top. And to do that, the formula is pi times r times L. Alright? Then we sum that together and we should get the surface area of the cone. Yes. So first, ganito kasi yung mangyayari. First, to get the area of the circular base, how do we get the area of the circular base? Ganito yun. First, ang ginawa namin ay 3.14 times AK85. Where's the AK85? Ayan. We square 14, di ba? Because remember, the diameter is 28, di ba? You remember that's the value of our diameter, 28. And we need the radius. So 28 divided by 2 is 14. So square 14, we should get 196. And you should get the answer of 615.44 centimeters. Then slant to the pinnacle. Of course, that's supposed to be our answer. But to show you Pythagorean theorem, ganito yun. Remember that if we form the triangle, this is the literal height. This is 12.8 centimeters. So what we need is the lateral height, that letter L. Ito yun. So pi times r times L. So how do we get L? Pythagorean theorem is the name. Alright? So ganito yung ginawa namin. Yes. So ang ginawa namin ay, i-square ko to. I squared both sides. With that, I add them up all together. Sum the two. 355.84. Take the square root of that number. We should get 18.96. Or, if I were to round that off, you can make that 19 na lang or 18.97. Actually, I can round it off naman eh. Pero let's see how I did it. Gets ko na. So what I did was this. Remember to solve for the surface area of the base of the pinnacle. It's pi times the radius times the lateral height. So the lateral height is 18.96. And then times 14 and then base. So 3.14 times 14, which pertains to the radius, and then times 18.96, which pertains to the lateral height. With that, you should get 833.896983 as the area. Then we sum this up all together. Sinam ko yung dalawa, and you should get this answer. The answer is supposed to be 1,449.336 square centimeters. But, we're still not yet done. Because remember, we still need to convert that into square millimeters and square inches. But don't worry, this is kind of easy. To convert that to square millimeters, we know that 1 cm is 10 millimeters. But, because it's square units, we're going to have to square that answer. So that becomes 100. Then we multiply that by 100 by shifting the decimal place 2 places to the right. And we should get 144,933 square millimeters. Alright? Or you can round it off to 34 na lang. Because, di ba, you remember nakita mo yung 6 sa dulo? So, round it na lang. Okay? And then, to convert that to square inches, ito yun. We know that 1 inch is worth 12. 1 inch is 2.54 squares, 2.54 cm. But squaring that number, ito yung ginawa ko. Square ko to, di ba? So, 2.54 square 2. That's supposed to be 6.4516. And then the answer is 1449. 1449, which you got there, di ba? Yes. And then what we did, divide ko to, I divide the two numbers, and we should get 224.647. That is the surface area of the cone in square inches. So yun. Alright? But wait, we're still not yet done because we still have to solve for the volume. For the volume of the cone, mabilis lang to. It's just like what you did when you were with the pyramid. Remember, get the area of the base times the height, divide by 3. Remember, the base is a circular base. Pero it's pi times radius squared to be more specific for this shape. Alright? So, ganito yung mangyayari. Diba, remember, ganito yun? First, pi times the radius squared. So, it's 3.14 times 14 squared. So, ganito yun yung formula ko. 8086, which is this one, circular base. So, area of the circular base, that's 615.44. Then, times the height. The height is 12.8 centimeters. Diba? 12.8 centimeters. So, area of the base times the height to give you the answer of, and then with that, our answer should be divided by 3 to give you 2625 or 2,625. That pertains to the volume of the cone. But we're not done yet because that's in cubic centimeters, alright? We need to convert that into inches cube. So to convert that to cubic inches, this is the formula. 1 inch is 1 inch is 2.54 again. Pero ganito yun, di ba? This time, we're gonna have to cube it. So, 2.54 cube. Ganito yung formula ko. And we got 16.38. Then, remember the answer that we got? 26. We divided on both sides. So, we should get, what's the answer? We divide these two numbers together, right? Naka-blue ay yung first number, naka-red yung second number. Divide the two numbers together, we should get 160.240 square cubic inches. Cubic inches pala, okay? Now, that's our answer. But last but not least, we need to convert that into liquefied units, which is liters. So, remember our volume in cubic centimeters, right? It's 2,625. So, we need to convert that to ml. It's very easy, right? Converting that to ml gives us the same answer. 2,625.87733 milliliters. And because we want the answer in liters, so we need to do this. Now that our answer is already in milliliters, we need to divide that by 1,000. Why? Because 1 liter is worth 1,000 milliliters. So, 2,625 divided by 1,000, or in short, you shift the decimal place 3 places to the left, you should get 2.625877 or 2.626 liters. Alright? And if you want to see our final answers, ito yun. The surface area that we're supposed to get in square centimeters is 1,449. Yes. Then if I were to convert that into square millimeters, we have to multiply it by 100. Diba? Shift the decimal point 2 places to the right. Then for square inches, you have to divide that by 2.54 squared, which gives you 224. Did you get that? Yes. And then for cubic centimeters, that's the volume, diba? To solve for the volume, it's 2625, which you see here. And then for cubic inches, your answer in cubic cm divide by 2.54 cube, which gives you 160.240. And then in liters, 2.62. Because remember, yung 2.625, that becomes ml. Then shift the decimal points 3 places to the left. It's 2.6258733 na lang. And that's it. We're done. Thank the Lord God. Leave a like if you do like this video. At God bless sa pag-aaral mo.